Hello and welcome to Connecting the Dots podcast with Lee Ashby Watts. We're here to help business owners connect the dots and develop clarity in their marketing and branding. Clarity is the key to it all. When we lack clarity and strategy, we can end up confused and stuck. But we are here to help you develop a clear and profitable strategy. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with others. Now, here we go. Let's connect the dots.
Welcome. This is Lee Watts with Connecting the Dots. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please subscribe, rate the podcast, and share with others. I'd love to connect with others around marketing, branding, and strategy. Today, we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics once again. And I've done other episodes on this topic, but I think it's so critical and so important when you are marketing, when you're branding, when you are looking to grow your business or honestly grow anything. And that is knowing your target audience, knowing your ideal audience. And I want to talk a little bit about that, dive a little bit deeper than maybe I have in some past episodes, again, because it's such a critical topic. So first, I want to talk mainly about really being clear on what is an ideal or a target audience. Oftentimes when I'm working with people and I ask that question, I see them kind of have this deer in headlights look across their face because they are, I believe, thinking that I'm asking them to exclude others when they're searching for business and growing their pipelines. I'm not asking, a target audience is not asking you to exclude others, to not market to them, only asking you to narrow in and getting business from one source. The purpose and what exactly a target audience is, it's just referring to the group of people that are most likely to be interested in your services or your product. And I want to talk a little bit about what the benefits of that is and how it helps your business. Because once you are able to really define your target audience and really get clear on who that target audience is, a few things will happen. Number one, it just helps you to focus your marketing, focus your messaging. When you are speaking to everyone, essentially you're not speaking to anyone. So the more that you're able to really focus in on who your ideal and target audience is, the more focused your marketing strategy and also your messaging will be. Number two, when you're able to really understand who your target audience is, your ideal audience, you'll understand what your best offers will be. You see, once you really know who your ideal audience is and what their pain points are and how they purchase information and purchase services, then you will understand how to better serve them, the right programs to offer, the right products to offer, and even how to offer it. You know, what the distribution channel should be, where you should advertise, and also understanding how long it will take for them to purchase that. So when you know your target audience and you understand your offer, you know what the buying cycle will be like. So again, understanding your target audience will lead to those things. And finally, well, maybe not finally, I think I have maybe two more points. One of the other points is also when you're very clear on your target audience, it helps your marketing budget because, again, you're not throwing money at a lot of different places and just hoping that something will catch, right? You understand your audience, where they're reading, who they trust, how they're getting information, and then you'll know, again, how to focus your marketing budget. Now, finally, when you know your specific audience group, your buyer persona, your ideal client, ideal customer. It also helps to solidify your brand voice. You will know the voice that they're looking to hear, how they want to hear it, and making sure it also lines up with you authentically, who you are authentically. But definitely, there's a lot of benefits to knowing who your ideal audience is and how that can fit into your overall marketing strategy. Now, the key thing is, I get this question often, is how do you find out who your ideal client actually is? You may have been in business for quite some time or maybe just a few years, but either way, you're confused maybe. You think that you're serving everyone or that you should be serving everyone. And again, I just want to emphasize that when you really study and get clear on your ideal or target audience, it does not mean that others outside of that audience will not purchase from you, will not contact you for information or to do something different. This just helps your behind the scenes strategy. It helps your messaging and your marketing. So just be clear on that. And your offers. I want to stress that. When you know your ideal audience, you know what are the key offers, the key products that you should be selling, and also the price point that you should be selling it at. So again, how do we get there? One of the ways to you've got to stop and do this is, number one, you've got to know who are you currently serving. If you've been in business for a while, take a step back. Who are your most faithful followers, consumers, buyers, supporters? What are some common denominators with them? Whether it is characteristics, age, location, language, their interests, ethnicity. What are some key characteristics of your existing audience? And that may give you a little bit of a clue. And these are your favorite people, not the clients or customers you're hoping will never come back, but the ones that you're really like, I want more of them. What are they like? So who is your current audience? Look at them critically and understand what the common denominators are. Also, another way that may give you some clues on who your real ideal audience is, when you're looking at your existing clients, think about what is the information that they're consistently looking for. And I think I've mentioned this in some past podcasts or videos that I, wanted to talk about often some other stuff, whether it's SEO or, a CRM database or things like that, or, a business development strategy. But I noticed a lot of my current clients, my existing clients at the time, were looking for information on really improving their social media, or they were looking for information on understanding exactly how to launch their business. So that centered around a lot of the offers that I had. I kept wanting to go into other things, but I realized the people that I was currently serving, even if I was ready to move on, that is what they were looking for. So until I was able to really put together and ease into some other offers and expand my audience, my current audience was asking for something very specific. So that shaped, again, going back to why do we even care about our ideal audience? That went back to my messaging. So the type of podcast that I produced, the type of information I shared on social media or in my newsletter, it had to go back to they wanted to hear more about launches and social media and strategies around social media, things like that. So, depending on if you really are looking to grow the type of clients you currently have, you've got to think about what is the type of information that they're currently looking for. And also thinking about where do they go for this information. So if it's just social media, or do they attend conferences? Are they listening to podcasts? Are they reading specific books or magazines? How are they getting their information? Is it strictly by referrals? think about that. And that, again, gives you clues on how to deal with your target audience and exactly who they are. Because if you're not into podcasts, not into events or anything like that, you're mainly focused on social media, thinking about, again, am I positioning myself for the right audience? And if your audience is only going to, New York Times or Harvard Business Review to really get their content, and you're on Facebook doing videos, there's a misalignment. So you've got to kind of really be honest about what you're currently doing, what your comfort level is, and who the ideal audience really is. Of course, we all want audiences that can pay a lot and, super exclusive. And, that may be something that, yes, I really want that. But being really, really realistic about where you are, what your resources are, where you're currently putting out information, what do you have access to? So that is really, really critical. Again, when you're looking at your existing clients, if you're wanting to grow more of that base, also understand what are they currently talking about? What are their current likes and dislikes? What challenges are they having? What are they saying about your brand and other brands and other services and products? Really try to listen to your audience. And there's some social media listening tools out there. One of them is Sprout Social. I believe it's a paid platform, but if you're really wanting to listen to your audience and understand where they are, that's really, really important. So, again, let's think about, other ways that you can really find out who your ideal audience is. Let's say you don't have a large existing client base. So again, my first tip was to look at who your audience actually is, and your customers, who they are right now, and evaluate them. But let's say you're like, you know what, Lee, I only have a small number of clients right now or customers, and it's really hard for me to evaluate. I really need help on really identifying my audience. So some of the things that you can do is think about, what are you currently offering? What is it that you really want to offer and really want to do? Write that down. Take a minute, really write it down. Even if it's not in the best, prettiest language right now, you just kind of have it in your head. You have a vision for it. Put that somewhere. And when you really look at that, ask yourself, who is this a dream come true for? Because ultimately, your ideal audience, whatever you're offering, you are the solution. You are the answer. You are the dream come true. So if you reverse engineer it, again, thinking about if my offer was completely out there, it's perfected, it's packaged right, it has the right rate, the right price point, who would love this? Who am I a dream come true for? So it's always good to ask that question when you're really trying to identify who your target audience is, and again, how you want to reach out to them. Who are you a dream come true for? Also, think about, who do you identify as your competition? Now, a lot of times we talk about, I'm not going to look at my competitors. I'm just going to focus on my business. Evaluating your competitors is actually very helpful. When you're looking at competition, you're able to see the types of people that they're targeting. How are they reaching their target audience? What are they doing right? What are they doing wrong? How often are they posting? What are the types of content that they're putting out? And what kind of tone are they using? So not saying that you have to completely copy them, your competitors, but it is good to get a good idea of what they're currently doing. because again, they may be missing something. Could be something that you could do better, that you can bring in your own thoughts, your own strategy, your own personality. It's really critical, really good exercise to really look at your competition and think about, how can I fill in a gap? And again, how are they reaching their target audience? What could I do better? What could I do different? And who are their audiences? Like, you could really learn a lot about looking at who you see as your ideal or your competitor. So those are just a few tips I wanted to leave you with as you're thinking about your ideal audience, your target audience, why it's important to know who they are, and just a few tips on how you're able to determine who your ideal and target audience could be. What are your offers right now? Who is this a solution for? What are your competitors currently doing? Who are you currently attracting, and really looking critically at them and putting together, again, a buyer persona, an avatar, and understanding that you can build upon that and use that to really create some powerful marketing strategy. So thank you so much for taking a few minutes to listen. And again, please like, share, subscribe, tell others about this. Would love to hear more from you. And if there are specific topics that you'd love for me to talk about or address, please reach out to me at Lee, L-E-E, at ashbyandwatts.com, or visit my website at ashbyandwatts.com. Thank you again, and have an amazing day.